What are the residency requirements for Chapter 7 bankruptcy? Imagine trying to clear your debts but hitting a few roadblocks because of where you live. That's where understanding residency rules for Chapter 7 bankruptcy becomes important. If you're thinking about filing, you need to know the rules about how long you've lived in your current state and how that affects your case. First, there's the 91-day rule. You must have lived in the state where you want to file for at least 91 days, which is about 3 months out of the last 180 days or 6 months. This rule makes sure you're filing in the right place and that the court has jurisdiction over your case. If you haven't lived in that state for 91 days, you might need to file in your previous state, which could mean traveling back for court dates. Next, there's the 730-day rule, which looks at your domicile for the 2 years before you file. Your domicile is where you consider your permanent home, where you own property, pay taxes, vote, and work. This rule helps decide which state's property protection laws, called exemptions, apply to your case. It prevents people from just moving temporarily to a state with better exemptions to protect their property. It's also important to understand the difference between domicile and physical presence. Your domicile is where you have your main, long-term ties, even if you're temporarily living somewhere else. For example, if you own a home and have long-term connections in one state but rent an apartment elsewhere, the court might see your original state as your true domicile. If you move after filing for Chapter 7, your case is usually governed by the state where you lived before filing. Some states requiring you to be a current resident to use their exemptions, so moving can change what property you can protect. Moving might also make it harder to attend court meetings, but some courts now allow remote participation. If you recently moved and want to file, check if you meet the 91-day residency requirement in your new state. Remember, your exemption rights depend on your domicile over the past 2 years. If you don't meet these residency rules, you might need to file in your previous state or wait until you qualify in your new state. It's always a good idea to talk to a bankruptcy attorney who can help you understand these rules and plan your case properly. To sum up, for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, you need to have lived in the state you plan to file in for at least 91 days before filing. Your domicile over the last 2 years also matters because it determines which state's exemption laws apply. These rules help keep the process fair and organized across state lines.